Hey everyone, I hope you're healthy and staying home quarantining and being safe. I wanted to give you guys a lesson in how to make pancakes because I figured it's something fun for you to do with your staff or on your own, and it's a really good, simple recipe and I think you're gonna enjoy it. The first thing that you're gonna need for this recipe is 1 cup of flour. You're gonna need 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, and this is 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then a little bit of salt, approximately 1/4 teaspoon. So now I'm gonna add them all to a big bowl. So this is the cup of flour. Then I'm gonna add the egg. Then I'm gonna add the baking powder. And that little bit of salt. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it all together, and I'm gonna slowly, once it's all combined, I'm gonna slowly add the milk, and you're gonna see how it looks. I'm gonna start mixing it, and it's gonna get crumbly a little bit. So once it's all uniform, I'm gonna be able to add the milk, and you're gonna see the batter is gonna be really good. The only thing is, I forgot to mention that even though you don't have to, this recipe actually doesn't call for sugar, but I like things sweet. So I'm gonna add some sugar, maybe 3 tablespoons, maybe 4. And I'm also gonna add some vanilla extract because I find that it gives it an amazing taste. Okay, so now if you look over here, you could see what I mean, how it gets crumbly. So I'm going to start with the milk now. So you do a little bit of milk at a time, just a little bit, and then I start mixing that. And eventually when I finish this cup of milk, it's gonna be liquidy. You don't want it to be too liquidy, but it's gonna be a nice batter. So now I add some more milk. And this should make approximately 12 pancakes, 12 small pancakes. What I usually do is I just pour in a lot of batter in a pan, and I make like 3, 4, maybe 5 very big pancakes instead. So if you look over here, you can see it's starting to become a batter. And this was a very easy recipe, very quick. So let me just pour in more milk. I could just finish it up right now. And I'm gonna mix the rest together. This is where it gets a little bit liquidy. So I'm gonna keep mixing, and it should become good, but if it's not, if it's still too liquidy, then I'm gonna be able to add a little bit of flour, maybe a tablespoon at a time, just to see if it gets thick. Also, if you let it sit, then it becomes thick also. Just let it sit for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay. So now it is really becoming a nice batter. Now I'm going to add the vanilla extract. So there's no exact measurement. I usually just do it by sight. I guess if you want to put a teaspoon, that's fine. If you want a measurement, that should be a good amount. I like to just pour it over a little bit, and then I'll mix it in. It really gives it that added flavor. Okay, now the sugar. I'll start with 3 tablespoons. I could taste the batter and see how it is before I cook it, but I usually like to do around 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna mix it in, and then I could start cooking it. Here is the batter. It's a really nice batter. Not too thick, not too liquidy. Perfect. So now I'm gonna take some butter, or you could use Pam or oil, and put it on the pan. Put the flame on medium, and just get the whole pan. I'm gonna put a little more. And let's see how this turns out. Okay, so now it's just heating up. See that? I'm gonna spread it around the whole thing, the whole pan. Maybe I'm gonna put a little less than medium. Feels very hot. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour a little bit at a time. Let's see. Just in one spot, just like that. That should be fine. It's gonna drip all over my stove. That'll be fine too. Okay, so now what you do is you let it cook until the top starts to bubble a little bit. At that point, you could flip it and you do the same thing to the other side. You leave it for a few seconds. Now you see how it's starting to bubble? So now you know it's ready to be flipped. Okay, there we go. So it wasn't even ready to be flipped, that's the truth. It was bubbling, but I should have let it go a little longer, because that's why it was so difficult, but it's fine. I'll just flip it again on the other side. Doesn't really make a difference. So now it needs, I would say, another 30 seconds to a minute on this side, and I'll flip it again and we'll see how it looks. So you want to keep checking at it because it could burn very easily. Like if you look right now, you could see it's not ready yet. It's not burned. You want to get a little brown, but not yet. So let's see. And then I like to add Aunt Jemima's maple syrup. That's really good. Or pure all-natural syrup. That's really good too. Let's check on it again. I'm gonna flip it. It's starting to get a little brown. It would honestly be pretty good if I ate it now even, but I'm gonna give it another few seconds because I want it to be perfect. And then I'm just gonna finish and I'm gonna show you how it looks. I'll show you the finished product. And it's really a very easy recipe, very quick recipe, and I really think you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, so here's the finished product. The big one is the first one I showed you. And I also put another one on the top just so you could see. Some people like it a little more brown. Some people like it like this. I like it like this. I like things to be a little raw, a little doughy. So this is my preference. So now I'm going to add a little bit of syrup on it. And just so you could see. And that is the finished product. So, like I said earlier, very easy. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna enjoy it. It tastes really good. I would love to hear about how yours came out, and I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you again soon.